If you don't fit into a category, they can't control you. They call it Divergent. You can't let them find out about you.
And what if they already know?
Then you're already dead.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Variety is the watchword this week. 3 very different movies opening in theaters. Alonso, Duralde, Christy Lemire, Matt Atchity. We're going to start with Divergent, the big new YA adaptation.
Yes, Divergent. In a world. In a rigidly structured dystopian future, one extraordinary teenage girl will emerge to be either the savior or the destroyer. Which will it be? Take a look.
Divergent threaten that system. It won't be safe until they're removed.
I know who you are. If you want to survive, follow me.
You have to trust yourself. You're a poor blend of impulses and impurities.
This may sound very familiar to you guys if you've seen anything ever.
Greatest people!
Yes, it's Harry Potter, it's Hunger Games, it's Sorority Rush.
I had somebody had a really good theory where apparently the woman who wrote the books that these are all based on went to NYU, and she said that really this whole society is based on NYU's different schools.
Interesting.
Tisch and Gallatin and whatever else. I don't know. This all felt so familiar at this point. I mean, I can take or leave YA. I liked Beautiful Creatures. I hated City of Bones. But this just felt like, yeah, it is basically Harry Potter, Hunger Games. Every big moment felt like something I'd seen recently in another movie based on another book.
See, I actually read this book. I know you guys did not. I actually took a weekend. It's a quick read. And I read this book. And so I think I liked it more than you guys did because I had some knowledge of what the emotion should have been that existed there. It's simultaneously overlong and kind of emotionally truncated. There's this big romance between Shailene Woodley's character, Triss, and Theo James's character, Four. They all have really cute names like that. And it plays out better on the page. It's more smoldering. It takes its time more on the page than it does on the screen. All of a sudden, she's like, I love you. Like, whoa, okay. Sure you do. So. I
mean, like when you watch the opening credits, you're thinking, oh, wow, Mekhi Phifer's in this, and, Ashley Judd, and Tony Gold, and Kate Winslet. And then, until I got my hopes up, thinking this was going to be sort of interesting, and I was bored out of my mind.
Yeah, I like the world that they set up, and as far as, as somebody who reads a lot of sci-fi and watches a lot of sci-fi, I kind of was interested in the ideas that they explored, and I thought it does a relatively effective job of that, but the emotions just aren't there, and that's where I had a problem with it. I could see the signposts of, the smoldering looks between her and Four and the guy, and like the people that are looking at each other meaningfully, like, okay, I get what this is supposed to signify, but I felt like it never really earned any of the emotion, even as tragic events happen for Triss and her family towards the end of the film. It just felt really abrupt. Like, I have to be honest, there was a point at which I started thinking, like, is this all another simulation? Things happened so fast, it started to feel like the end of, the Terry Gilliam movie. Brazil. Like it started to feel like Brazil. Like, whoa, wait a minute, where'd this come from? This is all happening really fast. And I felt like...
Which in that movie there's a payoff to that. And then,
but I felt like...
This is a setup for the next movie and the next, because it's a trilogy.
Yeah, I would have, maybe I would have liked, maybe not trying to cram everything, the whole plot line from one book into one movie, and maybe take some more time with it. Again, I like the intellectual exercise of exploring, like, are people, obligated to make a choice at an early age and stick with that forever? What happens if you don't fit in, if you don't fit in the box?
You can't change majors in this world.
Well, right, but like, what happens if you want to be different? Like, what happens, how stifling can society be? Like, I kind of liked the way it explored all that, but I just didn't care. And that was the problem I had with this movie.
I cared quite a bit, but sporadically, right? It hits the notes, it hits the key set pieces that you want it to, the choosing ceremony and the Ferris wheel climb and the fear landscape. It hits all those moments, and I like Shailene Woodley and Theo James together in this enough. She's so likable.
He's terrible.
Not at all. No, he's intentionally kind of stiff and kind of quietly hunky in the beginning because he has to be. And then
stiff
no. I think more of his personality comes out as his conflict, his inner conflict reveals itself. There's more to him. They have a nice chemistry together.
The other guy, Eric, was much more
Courtney.
interesting. Like that guy
Oh,
was.
yeah, Jay Courtney. Again, an actor I like who's always winds up in these kind of cruddy movies. I think there's so many missteps here in terms of, even if you're going to tell this story this way, this movie, even for a post-apocalypse, is really drab. Like it's really just, it's not fun to look at. She has, Shailene Woodley has this like circle of about, because there's a giant sort of freshman class going into this, the whatever faction that she picks.
Dauntless.
Call
them by their name.
Yes, fine. But we focus on about 5 like sort of close friends and stuff. I could not tell any of them apart except that one was black and one was Miles Teller.
Yeah.
The rest of them all looked alike. So when they would pop in and out, I'm like, wait, which one is that? Who? Why am I?
I had that problem too because there were a couple of other guys in her circle of friends that like are hard to tell apart, and there's
Will and Al look a lot
and there's a
alike.
betrayal by one of them.
Exactly.
That.
But which one?
And the emotion of it never really hits. The emotion sounding around that betrayal never really felt earned to me. And things like, the war games, when there's, there should have been a feeling of triumph that you would feel with your leads, and you're never brought along on that. It's kind of like, okay.
Also, I never quite bought the whole system of how this world is set up. I mean, the way you have these 5 factions, basically everyone is either an intellectual, a lawyer, a farmer, a social worker, or a cop. Like, okay, who takes out the trash?
Who makes their costumes?
Who makes the car? Who makes their color-coordinated costumes?
Who drives the
Yeah.
train?
Who's driving the
when the
goddamn
jets are not the train,
Thank
who's driving
you.
the train? It's the future. It's on autopilot.
So is this movie, unfortunately.
No, you know what? I had enough fun here and there. I agree with you. It's a dark slog. I agree with you. I wanted to care more. I like them together. I like Shailene Woodley. And I like the fact that this is a solid role model for young women. She's not necessarily the rock star that Katniss is. But I like that she's figuring out who she is and figuring out her own power.
But this is another specialist girl in the whole world story. And it's like, I would love for once for it to be about a self-made specialist girl in the whole world and not one.
Well, she makes her own way.
But she's a divergent, which means she's special and endowed and da-da-da-da. It's like, just be smart and awesome and don't have to be like born with fucking superpowers or whatever,
She earns her superpowers.
I guess, but I think Katniss is a better one, frankly.
Your number?
No,
Go ahead, let's do
My
your last
number,
thing.
well, I was going to say, I don't think that, again, I don't take the issue, I don't think it's as cliched as you think. I just feel like this is a movie made for fans of the book, and if you're coming into this cold, you're not going to feel any of the emotions. The book, probably as a representation of what's written on the novel, like, oh yeah, great, I know the emotions I'm supposed to feel here. But again, coming into this cold, it's like, I don't care about any of these people.
Veronica Mars did a better job of letting non-fans in.
Exactly. So, because I didn't ever get connected with these characters, I can only really give it a 4.
A 4.5, just because I enjoyed watching Kate Winslet chew the scenery, but I was otherwise mostly bored for the whole thing.
I give it 6.2. I'm mixed on it. So our average is a 4.9. It is not doing well in Tomato Land.
No, it's not. It's like low 30s. It's probably going to drop.
It's been in the 20s
It's
for
been
a
in the
while.
high 20s, low 30s. It's probably going to drop back down to the 20s.
So if you are dauntless, go see it.
Shailene Woodley and Ashley Judd do totally look like mother and daughter. I will give the movie that.
Casting. Bye.